If you're in a place where should I stay or should I go, I'm really questioning this relationship, that doesn't necessarily mean you're in a bad relationship. And that's not what the culture at large will tell you. So let me start off by normalizing where you are. I learned this from the great infant observational researcher Ed Tronick, who stuck a camera in front of infants and mothers and then fathers. And what he came up with, I've stolen from him, except I credit him. All relationships are an endless dance of harmony, disharmony, and repair. Harmony, disharmony, repair. Closeness, disillusionment, a return to closeness. It's like walking, balance, imbalance, balance. And he got this from mothers and infants. The baby's happy, the mother's happy. There's gas or a noise. The baby freaks out, the mother freaks out. They're both freaked out. The mother glares at the baby in anger and frustration. The baby shields her little face with her arms from her mother's hateful glare. And then the nipples accepted or the gas passes and we're back to harmony. You can go on YouTube and find a video of this. It's 40 seconds long. And one of the things I say, harmony, disharmony, and repair, a healthy couple can go through harmony, disharmony, and repair 20 times during one dinner conversation. But you can also go through it at the meta level over 30 years of your long-term relationship. Harmony, the honeymoon phase. I'm in love. This is the most perfect partner. Disharmony is not acknowledged by our culture, and we're not taught what to do with it. We're not even taught how bad it is. But let me help you out. You are talking to the man who coined the phrase normal marital hatred. And I'm here to tell you, when you're in that disharmony phase, particularly if it's protracted, if it lasts a while, you can hate your partner. That's normal. It's okay. There are times when a part of you hates your partner, and there are times when a part of them hates you. That doesn't mean you're in a bad relationship. It means you're in a human relationship. We all long for perfection, and we think we get it when we fall in love. We long for a god or goddess that's going to complete us, heal us, give us what our parents didn't give us, at least avoid the nonsense. But we wind up, I call this the mysticism of marriage, we wind up with people who I like to say are exquisitely designed to stick the burning spear right into our eyeball. You will be abandoned, you will be betrayed, you will be hurt in exactly the ways in which that son of a gun promised you they never would, or at least you thought they did. Falling in love means this person's going to completely heal me, be everything I want. A real relationship is, oh my God, what did I get myself into? That's not the problem. The problem is, how do we get from there back into closeness with each other? How do we repair? How do we make it better? I specialized in couples on the brink of divorce that no one else has been able to help. Been doing it for 30 years. The characteristic, the one characteristic that is true of all of these couples is every single one of them is missing a working mechanism of repair, missing a working mechanism of correction. It's like a steering wheel. You go off track, you pull yourself back on track again. And healthy couples regulate each other, particularly around a distance. Hey, you're taking liberties, back off. Get your foot off my neck. I don't like it. Right or wrong, I'm feeling disrespectfully to talk to you right now. Could you please change your tone? Or you've disappeared in the wild blue yonder. I understand you're in the middle of a big business thing, but I miss you. Get your butt back here and let's spend some time together and connect. Or when I try and talk to you, you wall me off and shut down. I'm lonely. What are we going to do about that? Correction. Don't scratch me here, scratch me here. And all good couples listen to each other, try and make themselves more pleasing to one another. Don't scratch me here, scratch me here. Okay, I'll do that. The couples I see on the brink of divorce look like this. Don't scratch me here, scratch me here. Don't tell me what to do. Well, no, honey, don't scratch me here, scratch me here. Why are you always criticizing me? Don't scratch me here, scratch me here. Well, I want you to scratch me. it doesn't get better. You don't get through. And I would bet the ranch that if you're seriously asking yourself, should I stay or go, you do not have a lot of trust that you have voice in your relationship, as we say. You don't have a lot of trust that you're going to speak up for what you want to see different and it's going to be heard. If you did, you wouldn't be asking yourself this question. Let's focus on the diagnosis. What's missing? What's missing is the two of you being able to work like a functioning team. What's missing is you being able to say, I don't like this, I like this better, and the person actually tries to do it better. If that's what's missing, then getting that in place, don't scratch me here, okay, baby, I will. It will tip that the answer to that question, should I stay or should I go, to, yeah, this is pretty good, I think I'll stay. So that's what's going on. And now I'm going to talk to you about step by step how you stress the relationship in good ways, like you stress your body when you work out, good stress, to answer the question, can I get more of what I want in this relationship? But before I do, I don't want to be spitting in the wind. So for some of you, not the majority, but some, nothing I say is going to change you or your relationship because you're stuck in a state that is stuck. So before I start talking to you about what you might do to change things, let me address a particular trap that will guarantee you ain't going to change nothing. And I have a name for that particular pattern, and I call it stable ambiguity. And some of you are parked in stable ambiguity, and you go to a therapist or someone like me, and you go, I got to get to the bottom of this. It's got to be this or that. But you don't really mean it. Sorry. And if your therapist believes you, they're inexperienced therapists. So here's the deal. There are relationships, and they're almost always two immature people, two damaged people, two people with a fair degree of psychological trauma in their childhoods. And they're not fully baked. And you're too traumatized. You haven't done the healing work enough to tolerate being alone, because that kicks out feelings of abandonment and it's just overwhelming. So you can't really bear to be alone. How many of you would leave, but you're frightened of being alone? Very common. It's overwhelming to think about being alone. On the other hand, you're damaged enough, immature enough, that you also can't digest disharmony. You can't really make a commitment to this person because so you don't have it in you to do the hard work of really being intimate, which is really a lot of work. We'll talk about that. And you don't really have it in you to tolerate being alone either. So how do you solve that? You can't really commit and you can't really be alone. Well, stable ambiguity is your ace in the hole. Stable ambiguity means you're in a relationship, but not really. You're almost in it. You're in the foyer of the relationship, not really in the living room. And what does that look like? I'm with you, but I'm ambivalent about whether you're the right person for me. Is a big one. I'm here, but I'm not. 1,001 variations of I'm here, but I'm not really here. I'm in it, but I'm not fully in it. Could be star-crossed. You're not a keeper. Could be long distance relationship. Could be some built-in problem. I want kids, you don't. Could be I'm gay and you're straight. Could be I'm having an affair, or I want to be poly and you don't, or I am non-monogamous and I'm hiding it. All variations on the theme of I'm here, but I'm not fully here. And what I want to tell you is, if you happen to be configured such that being alone is too overwhelming to you, and really surrendering to a committed, intimate relationship is also too overwhelming to you, what you might have is a series of almost relationships, and they could last a long time. I'm here, but not really here. I'm here, but I'm not really sure you're the right one for me. I'm here for the kids, but I don't really want to be here. stable ambiguity. It's ambiguous and it ain't getting clear in this lifetime. And the reason why I bring up the issue of stable ambiguity is because if, in fact, you are caught in a pattern of stable ambiguity, the agenda of getting to the bottom of things and getting things clear is bogus. It's nice words, but you're not going to do it. You're not going to get clear because either side of the decision is too overwhelming to you. So if you're stuck in stable ambiguity, you're going to need some help to get out. I suggest an RLT therapist. But people can do this for years. For those of you who know my work, you know that I love to tell stories about my genius wife, Belinda Berman Real, who is herself a very gifted therapist. And I love this story about stable ambiguity. It's a true story. A couple came to Belinda. They were either going to shit or get off the pot. They were either going to commit and get engaged, be married, or they were going to split up. Enough is enough already. And they're on the aching lip of this decision one way or the other. They had been on the aching lip of this decision for 15 years, and Belinda was their 8th therapist. This is all true story. So Belinda's no fool. So after she hears them out, this is what she says to them. For 15 years, you have not enjoyed the relationship you have, which is stably ambiguous, and you keep trying to have a relationship that you don't have, which is either committed or broken up. Instead of trying to live up to some ideal of what you think you should look like, let's celebrate the 15 years of what you are. Let's celebrate the relationship you have. So rather than breaking them up and rather than having a wedding, Belinda coached them to have an ambivalence party, an ambiguity party, a celebration of their ambiguous relationship, which had been stable for 15 years. So they really got into it together. They sent out about 150 invitations to come to their ambiguity party. Then they sent out 150 retractions telling people not to come. Then they sent out a retraction of the retraction and said, come anyway. They had half a cake. They had balloons that were half deflated, and people got into it. They gave them gifts and then took them home with them. And 2 weeks later, they broke up. That's a true story. So before we begin with the ambition of getting to the bottom of it and making a decision, really take counsel with your own heart. Do you really want to get to the bottom of this and make a decision one way or the other? Or if you're really honest with yourself, is this your third stably ambiguous relationship? And does this in an odd way suit you? Just because you're miserable doesn't mean you're not comfortable. And if that's true, then you're going to need help. The odds of you working this out on your own are not great.